You're listening to
Power English.
Welcome everyone. It's January 1st, 2020. And I'm Kristen Chow. It's because it's easy to say 2019. Yeah, but I'm going to be very diligent about vigilant. I cannot.
Diligent and vigilant.
Diligent and vigilant. Oh my. I'm forgetting my English. So it is 2020 and welcome.
Wow. Mm-hmm. 2020.
Yeah, 2020. I love it though. I love the sound of it. And as I wrote in my preface, and make sure you get our textbook, because there is a textbook that comes with this program. And I write the preface every month, and you get a little glimpse into my life.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I guess for me, it's more like when it comes to 2020 now, it's like, wait. When I hear it's the 20s, you're like, the 1920s, but that's 100 years ago now. And it's also Korean age. I'm 40 now. So it's like, it's throwing me off. I'm not 40. I'm only 38.
Welcome to midlife.
I'm only 38.
Well, we do American age.
I know.
All right. Of course, I think that to celebrate the new year, a lot of people had a few drinks last night.
Maybe one too many.
Yeah, maybe a little too many. And we call that a hangover, right?
So the next day you try to get up and you're like, oh. I had that experience when I first came to Korea, because I don't drink anymore. But when I came to Korea, I was still kind of drinking. And I didn't really have the opportunity to drink makgeolli when I was in the U.S.
Okay.
I had my very first makgeolli experience in Korea.
Okay.
It was some friends. We had like a little dipuri, thing. And they were like, oh yeah, try this. It's delicious. It's strong. I'm like, it tasted like nothing. It didn't taste alcoholic to me.
That's right.
And so I just said, this is just like juice. And they're like, no, it's very strong. I didn't believe them.
Yeah.
And you know how there was a giant jug of makgeolli in front of me?
It's like a bowl, usually.
A bowl, yeah. So I grabbed the bowl and drank it. And they're looking at me like, you're going to regret that. I'm like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
The next day, I had the worst hangover.
That's right.
Ever.
So when you have a hangover, it's usually you have a headache, you don't feel well.
I couldn't move.
Right, exactly. The power of makgeolli.
Oh, man, I respect it now.
All right. So, of course, as usual, with the same format still stands, which is 3 powerful expressions. And the first one is rite of passage.
Okay. A rite of passage just means that it's some kind of celebration or experience that marks the end of one part of your life and moving into another. So the rite of passage from childhood to manhood or adulthood.
That transition.
Phase.
Common knowledge.
Common knowledge is that everyone knows this. It's something that should be something that everyone or many people believe to be true.
All right. And face the consequences.
If you're going to face the consequences, it means that you did something bad. Now it's time to, I guess, deal with the results.
Usually the bad results.
The bad results.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and listen to our first Power Dialogue of the year.
Ainsley, you look awful. Rough night?
You could say that. My little sister turned 21 a few days ago and wanted her first New Year's Eve to be epic.
I guess it's a rite of passage to have your first big night at a bar, but I think you could handle yourself a little better than your little sister.
Well, I ignored the common knowledge that mixing drinks is a bad idea and had beer, whiskey, wine, and shooters.
At least you had fun. How's your sister?
She looked worse than me, so I'm guessing she's facing the consequences of her night.